Hi everybody, welcome to Dandelion Cottage and Paper Crafting Saturday. I'm Leslie Watkins. I hope you're getting ready for Halloween. I am. So, I don't know why I'm attracted to this holiday. I really like it. And I like the ancient folklore about it. I like the idea of All Hallows Eve when our dearly departed come and visit us. And I love witches and black cats and spider webs and the whole shebang. I love this time of year. So today I thought I would share with you a really, really frightfully cute stamp set with a die set to match, and show you how to make some very sweet little treat boxes that they're really not even boxes. They're so easy to make. You just need a few little odds and ends. And I will have all of the supplies listed under the video here in the description after I finish filming today. So you can come back and click on that link to my online store and get a complete list of everything that I've used. And I think that's all I've got to tell you right now. Let's get started. So here's the stamp set, Frightfully Cute, and the dies are called Frightful Tags. Okay, and I'll give you a good look at that. So the stamps include this wonderful image of a witch, which I really like. It's that iconic witch on a broom, and she is really cute with her little high-heeled boots with the curled toes, her broom, and her hat. You've got a moon, you've got a bat. You have to have bats for Halloween, a little pumpkin. This pumpkin is so tiny, excuse me. It's so tiny, it would be great to use as a background stamp or on the flap of an envelope. You've got your spider and you've got your cat. And then you've got these very cute sentiments, including a to and from, which is really handy to have. I'm taking a sip of coffee. I should always practice talking before I go live to make sure that my voice is working. Okay, so here are the dies, and I have to say that it's, in addition to these images being super cute, it was the dies that really caught my eye because there is a spider web, there's a tree, these little stars, which are teensy tiny, an owl, this very cool fence. Let me see if I can show you what that looks like. Well, you'll see it better once it cuts out because you don't see the spaces here, but there's this very cool wrought iron fence, the witch's hat, and then you've got these very nice labels. There's a beautiful little tag here. You've got a long label, and you have this very fun shape too. So I think I'm going to be using quite a bit of both the dies and the stamps today. And what we're going to make is a little, I'll show you, I have one already pre-cut out. But it's just this simple little strip that measures 2 inches wide by 6¼ inches long. And then I used the punch. Where's that punch? Here's the punch. To cut out both ends. And the name of this punch, and I will look it up so that if you're following along, you can get yours out. It's called the Delightful Tag Topper Punch. And it's a great punch because it has the option here to cut out these different widths. So the smallest one is 1 inch, The next increment is 1.5, and the largest one is 2. We're going to be using the 2-inch slot today, but this is a really good punch because it gives you lots of options. So nice one to have, and of course it makes this decorative top as well as providing a hole to pass your ribbon through today. Other things I have on hand are I have a couple of ribbons here. I have this one, which is the metallic mesh ribbon. And let's see if I can show that to you a little bit better. See how cool that is? Looking like silvery spider webs. Love that. This was originally released as a Halloween ribbon, but it turns out it also works great for winter cards looking like ice and frost. And then I also have, let me get this rubber band off of here. This is the glittered organdy ribbon, and this is also very pretty. So here is a sheer black ribbon. It's about 1/2 inch thick. What does it say here? It says 3/8 of an inch thick, and it has this wonderful little sparkly silver glitter attached to it, which is great because in addition to using these 2 ribbons, I'm also going to be using the silver foil. So I'll show you the palette I have ready here. So here is the silver foil paper, and you can see that's very sparkly. And I have the basic black. I have So Saffron. That's going to be my moon color. I have pumpkin pie because you have to have orange for Halloween. I've got some rich raspberry because that sets off the pumpkin pie so nicely. And that is our palette of colors for today. And the last thing I have handy, just in case, are these matte black dots. So I've got those ready to go too. Okay, so let me clear the area a little bit and make sure that we're broadcasting. And it looks like we are. So that's very good. Okay. Oh, and people waiting. Hi, Penny from Florida. How awesome. Nice to have you here. Hi, Kelly, Ginger, Vicky. Great. So are you all getting ready for Halloween? Is this a holiday that you like to create things for? I have to say, where I live, it is so rural and hilly that we don't have people coming around and trick-or-treating. What the town does here is very nice. They close off the main avenue in town, and they open it up just to pedestrians, especially little children. And all the folks that have the houses on this road are encouraged to have lots of candy available. And of course, there are some people that get really involved, and they decorate their house, and everybody gets dressed up, and it's just super safe and friendly for the little kids. So that's one of the nicest things that we do here in the town. But where I live on the outskirts of town, I don't get anybody coming to the door. So what I do is I make these little treats and then give them to the people that that I'll see around Halloween time. So that's what I'm going to do today. And I'm going to do this step by step. And I'm starting with a piece of the basic black cardstock, and this measures 8.5 by 11. So I'm going to trim it down to my 6.25 width. And the quarter mark on the trimmer here It's a little bit hard to see because it actually falls right inside that little dark area, but if you look closely, you can find it. So I'm just going to put my paper there, cut my 6.5 inches, and then I'm going to go ahead and cut out, I think I'm going to make about maybe half a dozen of these. So I'm just going to trim this down now to 2-inch strips. Oh, you know what? I should have scored it before I cut, because now I'm going to have to score each of these strips independently. So do as I say, not as I do. So before you cut these into the 2-inch strips, make sure that you score them first. And you want to score them at 3 inches and 3 1/4. So I'm just going to go through these very quickly and do that. Okay, so there are my pieces. I may want some other colors too, but for now that's going to work. And then I'm just going to open up my punch. I'm going to slip this in like so, and then punch both sides. And that gives me this little folder like so. Okay, and then what I can do is I have a piece of Ghirardelli Intense Dark Chocolate, a personal favorite in this household, and that can slip right in there, and we can tie that with the ribbon. And what I like to do is I'll put a little glue dot on the back of the chocolate just to hold it in place. And I snug this label, so it's got this little flap, so I just snug that down into the fold so it makes a nice little package. All right, so we'll do the rest of these as we need them. So I went ahead and let me get this so you can see it. I went ahead and I punched out these little stars. And I want to tell you that this die that cuts out the stars is so eensy beensy. So, for instance, here's one of the couple of the stars, and that little one is practically the size of a head of a pin. So you could use your take a pick tool, and you could pick up one of these little stars, okay, and glue it down onto your project. But unless you've got incredible eyesight, it's going to be tricky, you know. And if you want to add a couple of them here and there, sure, go ahead. But if you wanted to make a starry sky that looks like this, I really think the way to go is by cutting out the shapes. And then I have a little scrap of silver foil here, so I can glue that to the back, and that's going to give me my sparkling star effect. All right, So that's how I'm going to handle it. So I just want to measure here. So if I go from where the ornate shape is to the bottom of my front, it's about 2 inches. So it's a 2-inch square that I'm looking for to cover the front of my little treat box. So this is already cut at 2 inches wide. So I'm just going to trim this down. To 2 inches. I have a couple of them, so I may as well do the next one as well. And then I have my scrap of silver, and I'm just going to, let's see, what does it measure? It's about 3 3/4 of an inch. So I'm just going to measure twice, cut once. Let me see how wide my star design is. It's about, well, I'm going to go with 1 3/4 to be safe. And I'll trim this down just the same. This is why having your little scraps handy can be such a time saver for you. All right, so now remember that the foil paper takes a little bit to dry. Okay, so it takes a minute for it to set up because it's actually kind of a metallic foil, and so it's not going to be absorbent to use the liquid glue on. So for this, I'm going to be using my double stick tear and tape. Oh, Penny says that she makes treat holders and leaves them with her tip in restaurants. Well, that's awfully nice of you. That's a great idea. I spend a lot of time going back and forth to my post office, so the ladies in the post office always get a little treat from me when the holidays come around. Also, the bank. We have a drive-through window, so I can just pop the goodies into the tray with my papers. All right, I've got some glue dots here, and let me find my piercing tool. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to just put the glue dots in between the stars wherever I've got a space that's big enough. It's kind of dark here today, so we've got an overcast day. Seems like there's just been so much rain this year. All right, so there we go with the glue dots. And then I'm going to lift away my backing. And then making sure, okay, I'm going to have to look closely at this because I want to make sure I get all my little star shapes. Give that a good burnish. And there is my background. Now that is cute. That is really cute and so much easier to do than placing those stars one by one. Okay, and I'm sure that's how it was designed to be, but you know, that idea comes to mind when you're first looking at these things. There we go. Every month, my design team the Dandelion Cottage design team has a card share. And what we do is, because we meet virtually on Zoom, what we do is we share a theme to make cards, which we then share in our meeting. And this month, it's going to be Halloween gift card holders. And I'm going to be using this set to make a gift card holder. So I may be sharing that with you on Monday. And I also have an idea for a really, really fun sort of a pop-up design with a fold flat card box. So I'm going to be showing you that too. After I get off the live today, I'm going to start experimenting and see what I can do with that. All right, so there is my starry background. All right, and I'm just going to give that a little bit of glue. And then I'm going to line up the bottom with my fold, not covering my fold, but just to the where the score line begins. Make sure that my sides are all nice and even. Got a little bit of glue here. Get a tissue. There we go. Okay, so that's the base for the first one, and I like that quite a lot. Then I've got another treat base, and this one is in the rich raspberry, and I wanted to have a contrasting color so that I could cut out just some black silhouettes. So I'm going to use that for something black. And then I have this spectacular spider web, and I just love this. All right, so that is it's just a little bit wider than the treat box here. So I'm just going to line it up on one side. I'm going to put some glue right in the middle there. Actually, let me use a glue dot because I think that'll be just the right size and that will stick instantly. So I'm going to line this up just like so and give this a little bit of a snip. All right, so there's my spider web. That one's ready. And save these bits, they may be handy. So now I'm going to get my cut and emboss machine and just do a little bit of cutting. Oh, well, let's do a little stamping first. So I have my So Saffron, and let's see, our moon die measures about 1 3/4. So let me just trim off a 2-inch strip here. All right, and in fact, since it happens to be 2 inches, why don't I just trim it again at 6 1/4, and then I can use this for a treat base too. Just in case. All right, so now this is big enough for my moon stamp, but I'm going to do a tone-on-tone stamping. So here is my So Saffron. Oh, that's too dark. That's better. All right, so I would recommend that you stamp off. I mean, it could be that my pad is very juicy right now, so you'll have to experiment. But I just want a kind of a light image because this stamp has these craters, and I just want them to sort of blend into the background there. All right, what else do we have? We've got our witch. So we have to have, oh, she's out already. Where'd she go? She flew away. Here she is. All right, so I'm going to be, let me think about this for a second. I think we need to cut out that moon first before we do that. So let me also do a little more stamping before we get the machine out. And this time I'm using the pumpkin pie, and I'm going to use that to stamp my sentiments on with my black ink. And I have a couple of sentiments ready to go. So I'll just go ahead and get them ready. You're so sweet, it's scary. And which way to the candy? Always good to know. And then I have this other one. Less tricking and more treating. All right. And I'm going to be using this pretty die for those. I want to use the fence die a couple of times. And the witch's hat, I want the owl and the tree to go with the owl. All right, I'm going to just tuck these back in here so I don't lose any. And now the machine. I'm going to trim off a piece of my orange here so it's a little bit easier to manage. And while I'm cutting these out, I'm going to put my website information up and remind you to please go to dandelioncottagedesign.com excuse me, and subscribe to Notes. All right, I didn't center this one, so I'll show you how I'm going to fix that in just a second. I should have measured the width of this label. It's actually pretty wide. So yeah, so please subscribe to Notes. I have some very interesting events and classes coming right up, and I will send that information to you in your email. Now I just want to make sure that this is nice and straight. That looks good. And you can see how cute that is with the stitched border. This would make a great tag any time of year. Or label. Or window. Now I want to get my moon. There's my moon. And I have a couple of scraps of black here. So I want to do my fence, my hat, tree, and the owl. Okay. And I'm going to pass this through a second time because I'm pretty sure I'm going to want 2 of those fences. So I may as well have some extras while I'm at it. And there's that little owl. So cute. If you don't have a cut and emboss machine, you might want to consider getting one with the special join promotion, because this machine is $120, and the special promotion is that if you spend $125 and you could join my design team and Stampin' Up! And be able to enjoy wonderful discounts on all of your shopping and a whole lot of other things like free classes and team meetings and special events and team swaps. But the deal is that when you spend, or if you were to spend $125 and join, you could get those products for just $99 and get free shipping. And these machines are heavy, so it's a great item to put on your starter kit list. And then for the remaining $5 or so, you could get some. Let's see, I don't know. I have to look and see what costs $5. But for instance, I know the linen tape, or the linen thread, I should say, is a $5 item, and that's something I use all the time when making my journals and decorating my note cards and so forth. So that would be a really quick and easy way to put that order together. And if you have any questions about that, I have a page at dandelioncottagedesign.com called Join, and you can go there and get a lot more information. And I'm also happy to answer any questions that you may have. So just contact me. You can email me or direct message me, whatever works best for you, and I will help you figure out how it works. All right, so I'm just poking out these little teensy pieces from the fence, and I have to say this fence is awesome. It's really nice. A couple of years ago we had a gate, a beautiful Gothic style gate that you could use on the front of your Halloween cards that you could design so that it would open, and I wonder if this fence would work with that. It might be kind of a cute idea. I'm just poking these out. There we go. All right, I think we're all set to begin assembling now. Oh, we got some shapes here. There we go. The tree is very cute too. So there is the tree. You could use it as an angle, as a branch, or upright as a tree. So we can have the owl sitting on a branch. That would be fun. All right, I'm just gonna sweep these away. Now let's see what we've got. Okay, so now remember I kind of goofed on this one, so I want to fix that. So I'm just going to grab a piece of scrap paper, and what I'm going to do is I have this spider stamp on a long cobweb here. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put that spider off to the side. And I want to make sure I get that string straight. There we go. All right, so there's a quick fix for that extra space on there. And if by chance you happen to have a special spider trinket left over, this is a retired item, but I just happen to have a few left over, and they were really cute. Okay, they have a little jump ring on them. I actually even made some earrings using this. So I'm just saying that you could include a silver spider trinket with the web if you happen to have one of those, and you can see how adorable that would be. Okay, a little piece of silver thread. So I'm going to put this label with this one. Before I go further, I just want to turn these over, because on the back of the labels I want to add that to and from. If I can find it, here it is. This would be awesome for Christmas too. There we go. Very cute. And where'd my moon go? Here's my moon. Okay, so I think the moon would look really nice on the rich raspberry here. So I'm going to go ahead and glue that on. Oh, look how fun that is. Here's the back of that where I stamped it too dark, and it just so happened that I cut it out in the same area and it made kind of a crescent, which is actually kind of neat looking. So that's something that might be useful. All right, and then get out my foam pad here and get my witch stamp. And this is going to be a little bit tricky because I've got two different levels here. So I've got my fingers crossed that I can make this work. I may have to touch it up with a marker afterwards, but let's just see what happens. I'm giving the ink plenty of time to transfer. That worked pretty well. It's not great. I'm gonna go back in with the marker and get the edge. So let's see, where'd my marker disappear to? All right, I can't find my, what's this? I'm just going to use this Sharpie. Just connect her broom and her legs. There we go. That's pretty cute. And I think while we're at it, don't I have a bat? Let me see. I do have a bat stamp. Okay, let's see if we can give her a little bat to fly around with. Fit one right up here. There we go. Got a little smudge there. That's okay. I'll put a star where the smudge is. There we go. So you see what I mean? If you just have a couple of places for the stars, they work great, but the idea of creating a starry sky with so many would be a little more than I have patience for. So there's our little witch. She is adorable. Here's our spider web. And then we've got this beautiful starry sky. So let's see. What can we do with that? Maybe we'll do another witch. I may have to fussy cut a witch, which that might be a bit much work. How about let's do the moon again. I'm going to do this a little bit differently this time so I don't have to touch up the witch. So let's see. Let's see if this works. Okay, so I'm going to first, my moon, I'm going to stamp that off. And now my witch. Oops. I'm going to stamp her on there. There we go. And now this time I'm just going to fussy cut and see if I get a better result here. There we go. Okay, so that works very nicely. I think she needs to be a little bit more at an angle. So now I've got my stars and the moon there. Do I want to put a dimensional? No. Okay. I want to make sure I get plenty of stars showing, so I'm going to put her a little bit at an angle. And there's my witch. 2 witches and the spider web. And why don't we use this black cat? This would be very fun. I'm going to put the black cat on the back of this rich raspberry one. There we go. All right, so I'm just going to pop my chocolates in there. Oh, we didn't use the fence. We gotta do another one. Have to use that fence. I really want to see what it looks like, and I also want to add that owl. I forgot. So let's just go back to my 2-inch mark here. You were probably all saying, what about the fence? What about the fence? All right, so here's 6 1/4. And then I'm scoring that at 3 and 3 1/2. Somehow I had it in my head that we were going to do 3. I guess I got thrown off because we ended up doing 2 witches. Okay. I guess we'll just do 1 fence. That looks pretty. And I'll glue that down. All right, and I'm going, since this is very fine, I'm going to just do the tissue trick to make sure that we don't have too much glue on there. There we go. And let's see. I may have to trim some of this, some of those extra branches. That's so cute. I love the way the owl's eyes are orange with the orange background there. You know, there's just there's so many possibilities with this bundle. I love it. I think I like it like that. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and glue the tree down. And I'll probably trim off a little bit. I can't wait to see what you all do with this set. I hope that for those of you who have it and are interested, I hope that you will go ahead and post what you make below in the comments. And I'll tell you what, if you do that, I'll have a special raffle. And I don't know for what yet, but we'll have a special raffle that all of the people that post their creations in on this video down below, and I'll announce that a little before Halloween. So there's a little impromptu challenge for you. Okay. So there's my little owl with the fence, and you know, design-wise, these little black silhouettes against the orange look so good. All right, so we need a spider over here. I'm going to add I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to stitch him on. I have a little piece of linen thread handy. So let's see, how can I do this? First of all, I need to close that jump ring a little bit better. All right, and then I will tie that on there. Okay, and then I'm just going, I think I'll put it, just going to pierce two little holes, and I'm going to thread that through there. Get him lined up where I want him. That's pretty good. Go back through and tie that off. Make sure that there's a long enough dangle there. That looks pretty good. Okay, there are our things. I'm going to get my glue dots and get my chocolate ready. One. Two. Three. And four. Let me clear away this mess. Okay, and I'm going to get my ribbon out. So I think for the spider web, we'll use the mesh ribbon. So I'm just going to cut off a length of that. Oops, I'm off camera. Sorry, everybody. Let me zoom you out. I hope I wasn't off camera for too long. All right, and I'm just going to push that through. And I have my hole punch here. And let's get that little spider tag. Fluff that up. There we go. And I think our spider needs one of those, where'd they go? All right, I'm going to get one of these bigger ones. There's two sizes here. So I'm going to take the larger one, put that on my spider. So there that one is. This is so cute. We're going to have a little vote at the end here to determine which ones we like the best. So here's my witch, and I think I'm going to use this ribbon on this one. This is another ribbon which works great all year long, because when you pair this black organdy what do they call it? Glittered organdy ribbon. When you pair this up with a kind of an elegant invitation, for instance, for say you're having a black tie affair, or you know, there's that other suite with all the metallic papers that this would look super with. What the heck's the name of that suite? Let me show you which one I'm talking about. It's in the mini catalog and it's really pretty. Oh my gosh. I probably went past it a dozen times already. Anyway, I'm talking about the one that has the gold, the copper, and the silver with the foil papers, and it comes with a punch, a fancy label punch. Anyway, maybe it's not in this catalog. Here it is. It's this one. This is the Simply Elegant, and this ribbon would look awesome with this, with the black accents. All right, so there's our little witch. Sorry, my mind is busy creating when I should be paying attention to what I'm doing right here. Let's trim those off. So there's that one, and then this one. I think we'll go with the organdy again. Oops, forgot my. There we go. And then last but not least, we've got this one. And I think I'll go back to the mesh. I love this mesh. You know, the thing that's also nice about this mesh, it looks like it would be tricky to work with, but actually it's not at all. It ties beautifully, and you can scrunch it up or flatten it out for different effects. I don't want to cover up my owl. Maybe I'll put this on the back. That's cute. All right. All right, well, we didn't get to the witch's hat this time, but I have more ideas, and this is not going to be my last Halloween video. So stay tuned for more using this really, really super cute, frightfully cute set. So let me get these where you can see them, and then you can let me know which is your favorites. What do you like? There they are. So thank you very much for joining me today. It's a little bit longer than I intended because I got a little carried away, but thanks for sticking with me. I hope you have a wonderful week. No, oh Penny, thank you. Blackberry Beauty. Yeah, that's another stunning DSP, but that was not the one. It's a Simply Elegant one that I had in mind. And that's something else I'm going to be using shortly. So stay well, stay happy, stay creative. If any of you will be using this bundle, the Frightfully Cute bundle, to make any kind of little treat cases, please post them below and in the comment section, and I will put your name into a drawing for a raffle. And I'm not sure exactly what that's going to be yet, but I'll find something fun to do, and then I'll send that out to you. So I'll be back on Monday at 12 noon for Marvelous Monday. Till then, I hope you have a great weekend, and I'll see you then.